When you think of Africa's past, what comes to mind? For many, it's pyramids, safaris, or colonial history. But long before European ships arrived on its shores, Africa was home to mighty empires, bustling cities, and global trade networks that rivaled anything in Europe or Asia. This is the story of Africa's forgotten golden ages: the Mali Empire, the Songhai Empire, Great Zimbabwe, and many more. Today, we'll uncover the wealth, power, and culture of these kingdoms and how they shaped the world we know today. To truly understand Africa's kingdoms, picture this: vast savannas dotted with walled cities, caravans of camels carrying gold and salt across the Sahara, and scholars writing in libraries larger than Europe's finest. Africa was never a single story. It was thousands of cultures, trading with one another and with the wider world. While Europe was emerging from the Dark Ages, cities like Timbuktu were thriving centers of learning. The wealth of these African empires was legendary, so much so that when one king went on pilgrimage, he crashed the economy of entire regions with his generosity. Our journey begins in West Africa, where rivers like the Niger served as highways for commerce. Here rose the Mali Empire in the 13th century. Founded by the legendary Sundiata Keita, Mali became one of the wealthiest states in the medieval world. Its gold fueled trade with North Africa and beyond. Imagine traveling back in time to Mali's capital, Niani. You'd see grand palaces, markets overflowing with goods, and mosques where scholars debated philosophy, astronomy, and law. Mali's fame reached its peak under Mansa Musa, who ruled in the early 1300s. He's often called the richest man in history. On his pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324, Musa brought tens of thousands of followers and so much gold that the price of gold fell for years in Egypt. His journey put Mali on the map, literally, in European and Arab records. If Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos combined their fortunes and gave it away on a road trip, it still wouldn't match the spectacle of Mansa Musa's pilgrimage. After Mali's decline, the Songhai Empire rose to dominate West Africa in the 15th century. Centered on the city of Gao, Songhai controlled trade routes stretching across the Sahara. Under rulers like Askia Muhammad, the empire became a beacon of Islamic scholarship and governance. In Timbuktu, the famous Sankore University attracted scholars from as far away as Cairo and Baghdad. Libraries housed hundreds of thousands of manuscripts, covering subjects from mathematics to medicine. Think of Songhai as the Silicon Valley of medieval Africa, a hub where ideas, goods, and cultures converged, sparking innovation and prosperity. While Mali and Songhai flourished in the west, far to the south another kingdom rose: Great Zimbabwe. Between the 11th and 15th centuries, its people built massive stone enclosures without mortar, structures so impressive that early European explorers refused to believe Africans built them. Great Zimbabwe was a trading powerhouse, connecting Africa's interior with coastal cities like Kilwa and Sofala. Gold and ivory moved east to the Indian Ocean trade network, while goods from Arabia, India, and China came back in return. Picture a city of stone walls, soaring over the landscape, bustling with merchants speaking dozens of languages. It was proof that African civilizations were not isolated, but deeply connected to the wider world. These kingdoms eventually declined: Mali to internal struggles, Songhai to Moroccan invaders, Great Zimbabwe to shifting trade routes. But their legacies endure. Manuscripts from Timbuktu still survive. Oral traditions of Sundiata's epic are still sung today. The stone walls of Great Zimbabwe still stand as a testament to African ingenuity. More importantly, their stories challenge stereotypes. Africa was not a blank canvas waiting for civilization. It was already home to empires, scholars, and trade networks that helped shape the medieval world economy. If history were a tapestry, Africa's kingdoms are the bright, intricate threads too often left out of the picture. As we close our journey through the African kingdoms, remember this: History is bigger than the stories we're usually told. Mali, Songhai, and Great Zimbabwe weren't footnotes, they were chapters of global importance. By learning about them, we gain a richer, more truthful view of the past. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more deep dives into forgotten histories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who loves history. The more we explore, the more we discover.